Well, hello everyone, and welcome to HoGaLe's Global Astrology. Here we are. I have my lovely ladies with me this evening. Now, we were just having a little quick chat backstage. So, of course, we've got the lovely Lady G, and we've got Dr.Lena Rodriguez. As you can see, it's very cold, and Lena's like, listen, I can't take you seriously. You look like the Jan 6th guy. I don't care, it's cold.
It's a new direction in shamanism. It's taking off. Oh my God.
Look, we can thank Lizette. Yeah, Lizette, one of my clients from Canada, and she sent me this about 18 months ago. But it's not been cold enough to wear it. As you've seen in the UK, it is freezing.
I had a brother-in-law who worked in Russia for years and years and years and years. And he had one of the real fur Russian hats. But he said the Russians don't put the flaps down. You're a wuss if you put the flaps down. So he was just put the flaps down.
But it keeps the ears warm. It keeps
of course.
Ears warm.
I pass no judgment.
I have to say, Hoagie, I went to watch the program that you did the other day. When I was tuning into it, you know, your face was blurry, and what it looked like, you had the hat on, but it looked like you had blonde hair with ringlets.
Oh.
I was like, what the heck is he going now?
Moments, you know, these things, and you know, but when it's cold, it's one of those things. But Lena, if you wouldn't mind finishing the story that you were going to tell us about squatting before we start.
Oh, yes. So you've got to realize back in the 70s, squatting was a political act. It was quite common. There were movements around it. You know, it wasn't it was illegal, but there was leeway. Anyway, I was in a very big squat in, would you believe, Covent Garden.
What?
Now I couldn't afford lunch in Covent Garden, but we had 8 houses that were the old warehouses right in Covent Garden. But it was freezing and there was no heating. And so my way around that was to have little miniature bottles that you could get. You could get these tiny little bottles of alcohol, and I used to keep a bottle of port. So just to get into bed, it was an act. It was a balancing act. You'd have to slug your port, slip into bed, you know, before it wore off. It was so cold. And you're probably too young, Hoagie, to remember those dreadful heaters in the UK where you had to put 50p in the slot.
I do know those.
You do know those. So your calf would get burnt and the rest of you was freezing. They were terrible. I only remember cold. You know.
Oh, bless. I've literally set my, I've already got, because I think that was wise of me to do back in November. Even when it was warm, I got myself an electric blanket because I could feel a cold chill was on the way. So my bed is being warmed already. As we speak. So let's begin the show. So, of course, I've got a few questions from everyone. Thank you for everyone for posting in the comments.
Oh my God.
And it meant that I could just print the questions off rather than having to rummage through. Now, ladies, look, we all know what this show is going to be about. So it's going to start with some basic questions, and then we're going to go on and we're going to talk about those NFTs because it's the only show in town right now. Because
look, it made my week, I'm sure, for everyone. It was just so funny.
Extraordinary.
We will have to dedicate a spot to it.
We will. So because there's been so many questions that have come in about that, as you can imagine, because this is just absolute crazy town time. One of the things I wanted to quickly say, just a bit of astro weather, Saturn will move into sidereal Aquarius, which is an air sign. Saturn is a cold, dry planet. Aquarius is his natural sign of rulership, his office, so to speak, and it's one of the coldest, driest signs. So this means we could be in for some real winter fireworks. Let's put it this way. And do you remember before I mentioned Texas? I said there could be another cold plunge. We do have a question about that. It wouldn't shock me if there's another one. So there's that. Anything else to add, ladies, before we begin?
No, I'm worried for Lady G. She's there without heating. You poor
Without
thing.
heat. Bless you.
Well, I do have one of those little personal heater things that I had out in the van, so I drag it with me wherever I'm at in the house today.
Ah, good.
Bless you. Thank you so much for joining us. Oh, look at this. We're talking about the NFTs. Look who's at the base of the deck already. Look at who. He's wanting to, oh my gosh. Anyway, right. First question. So there's some flicking back in my book, because as you know, I get the questions up, flicking back in my book. Now, this is coming from Patricia Franzino. So I think this was a question last week. And it's actually an Ivanka question. So why not? Let's just all go all in Trump. But there will be other stuff as well. So Patricia Franzino has asked, will Ivanka give up information about her father concerning a deal she made in 2013 with Trump Vancouver Hotel for $360 million? And that is being investigated by the FBI. So let's have a pull. I'd forgotten that.
Yeah, I'd forgotten all that because so much else happened. But Ivanka's got a bit to worry about, I think, generally, because Trump dismissed the boys as being thick as a brick. So it was Ivanka who was actually out and about, with all these deals. So let's have a look at Vancouver.
Absolutely. I don't know much about it at all, so it's almost a cold read for me.
And can some Canadian viewers tell us they stopped the project, or they didn't go ahead, or they changed the name, or there was something? Can anyone in Canada please let us know? I bought my brother that kind of hat.
Yeah. I mean, it does keep one warm. So, hopefully I can expunge the memory of Jan 6th. But, so a warm hat is a warm hat, folks. Sorry.
Oh, yes. Well, just know that in Russia, you wouldn't be able to put the flaps down.
All right. Ivanka Vancouver.
So Ivanka Vancouver.
Let me just pull down the cards here. It's quite a good name for a Bond villainess, don't you think? Ivanka Vancouver.
Oh, yes. Or a drag queen.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, did you see Justin Trudeau on Drag Race Canada? If anyone hasn't, you can pull it up on YouTube. It's only 3 minutes. And to see a world leader in that role is very moving. It's fantastic.
Mm. All right. Who's ready to go first?
I am.
Go for it, Lena. Go for it.
Oh, well, I'm using the Russian cards. So here we have her father, the emperor. And like I said, it's like sending her out, to do these deals. But she's not a child. Even in 2013, she was far from she was doing it. But, at his behest. Mm-hmm. The pen is mightier than the sword. And I think this is a paper trail that she should be very worried about. If you check this image, things are getting very close to the bone. It's getting to be a very close shave. It's coming home to roost, all this stuff. Now, this is interesting because it's a woman. Oh, sorry about the back, the front. A woman with a man. So in answer to the question, will she give up her father? Well, most people do things to save themselves from drowning that aren't very nice. And I'd sort of go, yes, because she feels she doesn't have a choice.
God, what is that card, Lena?
I think that's how she feels. Just saying. I love this deck.
Wow.
Sorry, guys, it's going to be hard to top the hangman there.
Was that your outcome?
Done. I think she will.
Yeah. Lady G, what do you have for us?
Well, we have somewhere in the mix, we have a mature woman. Now, whether she's matured and decided to give it up, I don't know. But it's about some communications that have happened from the past. And again, going into it, the foundation is getting to some new truth, starting with that. Going into it, we have the main male. So this was about some sort of a money deal, which above it, she's got the info, she's got the sword, and she may just use it because it's not looking good for her at all. So the difficulty is, of course, the wealthy man. He's the key to this. Above it, it was about his wishes, what he wanted, and foundation, what they're holding on to. And the clarification is the lovers, all the ones involved, which she was. And this is now ill health because of it. Foundation is out in the cold and really being backed up and having to put out something to defend. So it looks like she's gonna turn the tail and tell the tale.
Wow.
Just before you go, is it Kevin, the healing medium? Hi, Kevin.
Hey.
He said he recalls it being renamed the Paradox Hotel, which is deeply paradoxical, and probably an accident in itself. They probably meant to say the Paragon or something.
Could well be. I mean, this energy, isn't it? Gosh. The orange albatross, which is my new christening for him.
I love it.
It's just astonishing. And this is definitely, I mean, before we get into the NFTs, but you remember that word, coined that phrase, this is definitely a Trump blasphemy. Before I forget, we know that. It's astonishing. Sharon Donnelly says, hi, Hogarth, Lady G, Lena, Shakespeare and everyone. So let's do we've not done what Shakespeare thinks of Ivanka yet. So let's we've got to see where is he? Where's Shakespeare?
Where's the bard when you need him?
Oh God, where is the bard? Oh, here he is. He's over here. So we'll do a little poll. Thanks, Sharon, for reminding us. Okay.
You go, Lady G, you do the call.
Oh yes. Okay. When I spread the flick the book, 5 cards. Yeah, 5 cards. 3 are major arcana. One of them's a 10. This is a big deal. So, will the daughter throw daddy under the bus? Look at the first card. 10 of swords. I think that just says it all right there. Backstabbing. Rail or whatever. She's like, I love you, daddy, but not that much. Yeah. Look what comes next. The death card. Just to emphasize it a little bit more. But we know this is what transformation. I think Ivanka is having a bit of a transformation here where she's like, you know what? If I want to live my life, because literally this is like, with the death card, look, the king is trampled underfoot. So this is literally daddy under the bus. Yes. And she's going to do it quick as well. Knight of Swords. Vicious. The knives are sharpened already. She's not going to hang about. She's like, at the end of the day, I'm a mother. I can't be in jail. Sorry, daddy. So here she is. She's going to take a leap of faith. I think it's all planned out already. She wants to put Duck L'Orange behind her. Yeah, very much. I think like even like the GOP and whatever. We'll get onto that in a minute. She wants to have a new start. And if we look here, outcome card, judgment.
Oh, big cards.
Huge cards. So I think the cards really said it for themselves. I think that is a definite yes. She's reached the point where she's like, you know what? I need to save myself. Daddy, see you later. And now with this recent humiliation, can you blame her? So We shall see. We shall see. Shall we see what Shakespeare has to say about Ivanka?
Yes, about.
Absolutely.
So, Lady G, prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. I'll just close my eyes and you just tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Oh, this one, she got the same as cinema. We'll pull one more. But look, pernicious bloodsucker of sleeping men.
I'd agree with that.
There it is. Pernicious bloodsucker of sleeping men.
Oh my
You know,
God.
she was always put out as the honey trap, wasn't
Yeah.
she? Henry, that's from Henry VI, Part 2.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
God has spoken.
Yes, you know how she is, that little spider weaving her web.
Look what's on the next page, because that's what I think Kirsten Cinema got. But when we look at the next page, look at this. Bloody, bawdy villain, remorseless, treacherous, lecherous, kindless villain.
Oh no.
Wow. But I think the bard has said it, pernicious bloodsucker of sleeping men.
Sleeping men.
Yeah, I think he's got her number for sure.
That's Ivanka straight up and down, isn't it? For entertainment purposes only, but I think that's a perfect fit. Oh my
goodness.
Wow, the bard. He's just devastating, isn't he? Anything else to add to that, ladies, before we move to the next?
I'm just picturing her in a Halloween costume as a spider with all the arms just dead out. Kind of like her daddy's NFTs. She's just out.
If I had to pick an archetype for her, it's some riff on the femme fatale. She definitely has that element. I think there's a lot of people that she's seduced into these kind of schemes. She's obviously
that was her role.
That
and
was
I'm
her
sure
role.
she was really good at it.
Yeah. Definitely chip off the old block there. Okay, so now we've dealt with Ivanka. Devastating, isn't it? Devastating, those cards as well. Absolutely devastating. So this has come in from Grace, and she says, "Greetings, Hogarth. The Texas Power Grid recently issued a public notice about frigid weather from December 22nd to 26th. Despite assurances of reliable power from the state, most Texans are concerned about potential statewide electric outages during this time. Do you see such outages?"
Okay. Texas and Power Grid.
Now, as you guys know, earlier on in the year, I was saying Saturn strong, and I said something will happen in Texas which will affect the power. I was talking about this from the summer. Saturn is very strong in the sign of Aquarius, where he's super cold, and I think there will be a big plunge.
Well, also they haven't fixed the problems. So just all day, every day, they're just hoping, you know. So
Choose my
would be a bad one.
Black and white cards.
I think it's an issue of the scale of it as much as anything. Oh.
All right. I'm still remembering the Kirsten Cinema Canker Blossom. Do you remember that one?
Oh, Canker Blossom. I'm going to add that to my vocabulary. I think it's brilliant.
Texas plunge. What can you tell us? Anyone who's
my God. Well, I've got a question. They're asking if I'll be singing another Christmas carol this year because they liked Do You Hear What I Hear that I did last year. So we'll see.
So cute.
In
the house I'm in right now, my housemate, she's in a choir and she's singing carols this afternoon. but it's for the St. Stephen's Church, and they've changed the words of the carols to support asylum seekers.
Wow.
Nice. Oh, that's a good idea.
A Christian
I like
act. A Christian
Yeah,
act from a church. How absolutely extraordinary.
That is
That's
remarkable.
It's a
fabulous.
big deal. So she said, I've forgotten how, Silent Night and all that. You think you know them inside out, and now she has to relearn them.
Oh,
But
bless.
isn't that a great story?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, particularly with some of the tricky politics.
Well, I'm ready to go on that question. I'm going to do a pendulum first. So will there be outages across Texas? It is saying definitely yes.
Mm.
And I also got that with the cards, shedding light on it, looking at the offerings, what's coming, but yeah. Wah, wah, wah. Losses.
Oh, yeah. I got the same.
You got the same thing?
Yeah, well, 5 of Pentacles, which, as we know in all the other decks, is
literally
out
in the cold.
Literally out in the cold. So this is a different image, but that's the card. So that's what it led off with. So not cryptic by any means. I think they're searching for ways to stop it happening, ripping things apart to try and fudge and cover up and do all that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's a hello from Brizzy. I'm a Brizzy girl. Oh, bless.
See, there we are. Pammy Rose, thank you for joining us.
Pammy Rose. Love you, babe. Oi, oi, oi. Okay. This is the High Priestess in this deck, which means they know they cannot guarantee the supply, and so they're fudging now who to blame. And I think they'll miraculously come up that it was, some Democrat's fault. I mean, they're looking already to shift the blame is what I get from this card. And the 3 of Cups, this is Ted Cruz off to Cancun. This is those who aren't taking responsibility for this potential crisis. In all seriousness, look, rug up, really rug up. Old-fashioned hot water bottles, just do it all. Oh, bless. But yes.
I don't know when you pulled that. What I got is there will be a lot of drinking parties during that time.
Well, I remember when I was a kid, we would have a cyclone, or you call them hurricanes, and so every year, without fail, we'd have a cyclone. And preparation consisted of the men going to the pub and buying boxes of beer.
There you go.
Awesome.
Wow. Amazing. Right. Okay. So I just want to make sure that, ladies, you finished reading your card. Yeah, all good.
Absolutely.
Okay. So in regards to Texas, very interesting. Look, here we are. First card.
Oh, dear.
Swords. Straight away.
They are worried, Hoagie. Yeah.
They're worried. They're worried because we remember what happened with that last plunge. It was ridiculous. You remember the fans got frozen up, pipes burst, water coming out of the ceiling. It was absolutely crazy. So people were worried, of course, that could happen again. Now look what turns up in the obstacle position. Here is the Ace of Wands, which is the fertile new beginning, all of this stuff, optimism, but it's in the obstacle position. So we can interpret it basically pretty much as reversed. So there's a sense of foreboding. Do they have the ideas? This is a card of ideas, passion, inspiration going forward. I think the people are worried. We're like, not really sure. Here we are. We've got the King of Swords. So we know this must be Mr. Abbott, sitting there, not giving a damn about anyone.
Yeah.
Pretty much, because when we're talking about Abbott, even though the card is the right way up, we know he's what? Cruel. Yeah, he's got the shadow of the King of Swords. But look here, coming into a fate and destiny moment here. Wheel of Fortune. So it's kind of out of the Texans' hands. I mean, this is kind of really the will of Saturn, pretty much, because he's got all that power. He's the planet of winter in his own signs, very strong. 17th of January goes into Aquarius, and this could be when we really see the temperatures plunge. And then we look here, outcome card, Four of Pentacles, huddling, keeping it all close. So I hope it's not too bad, but like you ladies, you were saying, this is, get your water bottles in now, get your stuff in off Amazon, get your heating blankets, just be ready, because this is coming very close to Christmas as well and New Year. So wishing the best, but
and
it does.
Even if you can afford it, even thermal, those emergency thermal blankets to add to your bedding and stuff.
If you can afford it, maybe get yourself a really good sleeping bag and a down cover, and that will keep you warm. That will keep you toasty warm.
Something like this, definitely.
Yeah. Or you could borrow Hoagie's hat.
Yeah, indeed. Mind you, import taxes, the way they are now, it's virtually a week shopping and a couple of cocktails down the pub with friends. It's ridiculous. So here, let's see. So obviously we've got all the NFT questions coming up. What's the other one? Here we are. I've crossed it out before reading it fully. So this is coming from Mary Huddleston. Thank you, Mary, for your question. She's got two questions. One is an NFT, so we'll lump all of those together. But the first one is, can you see what solstice message the tarot might have for the community? I thought that was a bit different. Because solstice, 21st/22nd of December. Today's the 18th, so we're nearly there, folks. So great question.
Could you say that again?
Nicer cards.
Sure.
Sorry, Lady G, I talked over you.
No, I just wanted to hear the question again. I missed it.
Sure. So Mary Huddleston has asked, can we see what solstice messages that the tarot might have for the community as we reach the solstice in a few days from now, winter solstice? And we've got over 1,000 with us now as well. Thank you guys so much.
Hi, guys.
All right.
Shall we do a one card?
Yeah, we could do. I mean, but we do have time. If you want to do one card, go for it. I'll pull three. I'm going to pull three. Let's just see. What message does the solstice have for us? Good question.
Oh.
Ooh. Wow. Okay. Who's ready to go? I don't mind going on this one. I'll go on.
Go for it.
Mixed messages here. First card I get, look, some people refer to this as the Biden card, but we're talking about the solstice here. So, of course, this is a general energy overview. So here we see the King of Cups, which is all about what? A compassion. Yeah, let's say compassion, kind leadership in the world, warm, fuzzy feelings about a patriarch who has good intentions for everyone. So that seems quite positive, doesn't it? Then the next card I get is here we've got the Nine of Cups. Now this can deal with wish fulfillment and stuff like that. Happy returns, wish fulfillment. However, we must look at all the cards that come out. And the next card I get is the Devil. So this is very mixed. On one hand, I think 2023 is going to be about having more compassion in the world. If we want to look at this as Biden, as it often the Biden card, when I look at this in the context, this is him trying to get his agenda through. Yeah. trying to have his wishes come true for the betterment of America and the wider world and trade. However, I think this is the gavel, GOP with the gavel trying to cause mishigas. So I would say there is will for compassion in the world. Some of us will have our wishes fulfilled, but people might be playing little tricks and little power games. We'll have to see how it goes. What do you have, ladies?
Next, G.
Yeah, go. Well, the center I have that it's time to diving deep into tasks, looking deeper at inner vision. So, and also the abundance. So we have a lot of things to choose from. Some things we need to walk away from, but looking and being ready to just really dive deep and get to the bottom of it.
Yeah. What do you have, Lena?
Well, I only pulled one card, and it's hope.
Ah,
that's a great hope.
Great card. Great. I think that's a great way to kind of round it off, isn't it? We all want next year to be better. I mean, we've had some doozy couple of years where we've all been round the twist. The politics has just got even more ludicrous. And yeah, we do need hope next year. So thanks for that. I'm glad I got that card. Right. Are we ready? Let's see how we're doing on time. Are we ready for the next question?
Yeah.
Question. Let's see. Now, this is pretty much, let me consult the book to see if I've got anything else, because basically 4 of the questions that came in were about Mr. NFT. Yeah, so let's just see if I've got anything else here. And I've mentioned that Trump announcement. Do you know what? Let's just go for it, because there's several different angles that we can look at this from.
Sure.
We'll look at the NFTs, and then we can maybe do one card pulls if people want to drop in some questions for us, and we'll finish the show that way. So, ladies, first of all, what are your personal reactions to what you've seen? And then I'll give my British perspective, but just your personal reactions before we even pull.
It's hard, isn't it, to just sum it up in a few words, because everything about it was so mind-bendingly vulgar and vile and tasteless and pathetic. And yeah, words fail me, which is not a common occurrence, as you all know. I mean, really, go Lady G.
Look at some of the spoofs showing up already.
I know. The spoofs took off on day one that are hilarious.
Look at some of the spoofs. Look at this one. Look at this one.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you might not be able to see it.
Sorry, can't see it. Yeah.
It's like of a huge clown. Anyway, Lady G, what are your thoughts?
Well, what got me is when he's saying, these are things from my life, my life.
My years as an astronaut.
Astronaut,
and when I was in the cowboy life of Queen.
Yes. In the boxing ring, I was, I've done all these things, but not to be undone. On my channel, I did have myself in a Supergirl, very and only for you today, $250. Get it today. It's a one-time, offer. So yeah.
Oh, it is so funny. And then he comes out and says they're all sold out. Is that one of the questions? I want to read.
You know what? Do you know what?
Did you see the other one? He's got legacy ones too that are $220
oh,
each.
good.
And they've got 4,500, and you don't get to choose which one you want. It's just by the luck of the draw.
So, my friends actually, apparently, it's been verified in the Guardian newspaper that he did sell out. Apparently, yeah.
Oh.
So, like, you can imagine. Sorry, do you have anything else to add before I add
absolutely. I don't believe it, because I think even if they sold out, you know what? One of his aides, who is otherwise going to be sacked and possibly killed, would have gone and bought them all. This is my theory on the sellout thing. I think they just went and bought them all.
Well, do you know what? But there's something going on, because some people are saying, could it be money laundering? So, like, this is actually really, we can actually pull several times, because there's a lot of
money laundering is one of them.
Exactly, because everything is being watched. Everything, all of his money deals are being watched. So I think he's trying to get money laundering from another country, either the Saudis or Putin or somebody.
Can you see this one?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Con man.
On Conan the Barbarian and his con man.
Look, he left himself wide open, didn't he?
Like, for me, this has just been extraordinary. And what did I say? What was my reaction? Because I had to react to people.
Yeah. What
is it? Yeah, and this is my in my WhatsApp chat. Yeah, this is what I said in my WhatsApp chat. And I mentioned about the NFTs, and I said, indeed, the grift. Remember, I said his gift is grift. Yeah, his gift is grift. But I said it lays so bare there's the psyche, psyche of elements of American politics now. It's astonishing. And I put here the fact that the guy is still walking free and is superficially a presidential candidate. If a former president in any other country did this, they'll be sectioned under the relevant mental health acts. Yeah. And then I put here, they should lock up Trump and his Looney Tunes crew out of preservation of national pride, let alone the vast array of crimes. And I put here, this is a plane crash on roller skates with a side serving of fries, burger patties, and a swimming pool of Coca-Cola. I mean, can you believe this is a former president of the
But don't forget, he's the current head of the GOP. Never mind the former. He is their leader.
It's just astonishing. It's just astonishing. So here, so let's see here. So let's look at the NFTs, and then there's actually a question about Saudi Arabia, actually. So we can potentially look at that. So Kathy Hargrove has asked, is Trump NFT cards just a grift, or is it also a way that foreign agents may pay him for secrets he has sold that won't lead to a paper trail? Let's ask that. Good question.
Okay, money laundering, essentially.
Money laundering.
They were saying you can't just buy it with the thing. You got to open a crypto thing with it.
Really?
Yeah, you have to have a crypto account. You got to open a crypto account to buy it. So yeah, it's got to be a foreign agency, but let's pull and see.
God. Yeah, we got the Shakespeare's word of wisdom. Definitely, we need Shakespeare's opinion on the NFTs, because.
Oh, totally.
Oh
my God. But even Mary Trump, bless her, she said, having been born into this family and written the books and spoken about it endlessly, even she couldn't express how horrified she was. She says that, she actually said, it's a new dimension.
It's just off the chart. Even Steve Bannon had to cut him out. When you've got Steve Bannon going, dude, do you know what I mean? It's just like, wow.
I cannot watch this again. Even this is, too far for him. Yeah.
It's just astonishing.
Oh my God.
It's like,
and as someone pointed out, if you don't have an education, it's not actually, this is in the comments, wouldn't know how to open a crypto wallet. I've got an education and I wouldn't know. I'm just saying it's not something that I think people would do overnight. You know?
Yeah. So to think that the MAGA crowd has bought all of these things is insane. There's no way.
Yeah.
It's just remarkable.
They can't find their way around the block with an illustrated picture.
Just,
oh my God. So is there foreign money essentially? Is
exactly. Is there foreign money? I remember in my 2022 predictions that I did in December of 2021, and I said, in 2022, we are going to see things we have never, ever seen before. And this is way up there. You know, his box office, I give him that. His grift is grift. Never has. It's just astonishing. Interesting cards. Okay, who wants to go first?
I can go if you like.
Okay, that's fine. You go.
Go, Lena.
All jokes aside, this is going to be a massive burden for him. And you see, this is someone, you know, trudging through the streets with the bedhead. And then the next card was remarkably similar, except it's paperwork. So I think it's like the burden is we are going to find out, I think, who bought them. They would have been smarter not to say they'd all sold. That was just a reflex, I think. And because they were bought by foreign powers, here we go, because I am dealing with the Russian deck, which doesn't preclude the Saudis. It's just there is a Russian vibe. Don't look here, look over there, look, you know, they think they can protect themselves and people won't work it out. Someone would be begging for forgiveness. You know, this is the Fool card too. So I think it could be the Fool as a new beginning. This is the new beginning of the Yeti being seen as a fool across the board as opposed to just us. Right? You know what I mean? It was such a new dimension. He'll be begging for people to come to rallies and things. But I think there is foreign money, to answer the question.
And just before you start, Lady G, Irene Henderson saying 144,000 people without power in the Northeast. But where? In America?
Irene, are you talking Boston, Massachusetts, or are we in the UK?
Yeah, because you not said the country. I guess we have to assume America, but if you could clarify on that for us, Irene. I mean, that really is a worry, isn't it?
Well,
Lady G, what do you have for us? You've not gone yet, have you, Lady G?
Oh, okay, we're ready. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at the center of it, I've got hidden things. Okay. So, it's not his MAGA crowd that's buying these.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a way to get to COLLABORATORS from what? From being looked at. All his stuff is being monitored. Every one of his business deals are being monitored. So it was a way to get away from that. It has to do with some of the deals he made when he was in the White House. They're going to shine light on it, find out it's somebody he was in bed with while he was in the White House. One of the ones he was drinking Kool-Aid with. The challenge is the losses. The foundation is the struggle, and above it, reevaluated, because he thinks he's so smart he's going to get away with this. But they're going to find it. So it's the new information, bozo here that thinks he's got to run on it as king, but it's going to take him down. They're going to find out.
Yeah, I got the thing on. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he thinks he can skirt, the monitor that's watching every penny that comes in and out.
Wow.
Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. And Lena, there is a little challenge for you here, a little bit of pushback. Light. And she said, Justin Trudeau, let me just read it. She said, Justin Trudeau is corrupt. Pray for him to be replaced with someone honest. So it's, it's good to have different opinions.
Oh, that's absolutely fine. I don't doubt if you're Canadian and you know the fine print, I don't think you get a dynasty or a dynasty, as you guys say, without corruption. However, he still doesn't have to extend himself to that community, and he did. And what he said, which was global, was very moving. So I'm not saying, therefore, he's perfect. I'm just saying that was a good use of his power and influence.
See, it's always good. It's good.
Oh, totally. Yeah, no, good on you for getting back. Yeah.
These things out. All right. So here, what we're talking about again, we're talking about the corruption, potential corruption element of the NFTs. This is very interesting cards that have come up. So first of all, what do we have here? The Eight of Pentacles, yeah? So the King of Grift has been working hard, even though he probably should sack his Photoshop artist. I have a feeling that this was in the works for a while. He probably saw Ivanka's, Melania's NFTs. Do you remember the thing with the eyes? Got a little bit jealous. Oh, did you not see that? She did, when was this? You guys would know in the comments. I think it was back in the spring, where she had, because she's a jewelry designer and stuff, she had NFTs done up. An artist did her eyes and lots of people bought it. So Dr. Orange already had inspiration, so we say. But here he is, he's like, I'm gonna bang out some of my own. Here he is, he probably commissioned all of these things, and fantasy career. Did you see the one with the laser beams coming out of the eyes? I mean, for me, that was the epic one. I was just like, and that fantasy bod he's been dreaming about, like he's some ripped punk, after all of those.
Someone who wrestles bears after lunch, like I look. I mean, and someone said in the comments here earlier, because they've co-opted artwork from other places, they could be sued into oblivion too, because they've just taken all these famous icons and stuck his head on them,
Oh, it's extraordinary.
It's so primitive in how it's technically done.
Indeed. And I've not laughed this much
I know.
Vladimir Putin riding bare-chested on horseback out of a lake. Do you remember that? And his man took his... This is just beyond. So here he is. He's been working.
He didn't have his head put on that image.
That would have been genius.
When I was president of Russia.
When I was president of Russia. So here we are. So he's been working on this for a long time. In the obstacle position, what do we have? Look, we've got the Eight of Swords reversed. Now, look, we know the Eight of Swords can be challenging, putting yourself in the pickle. But believe it or not, when it's reversed, it can mean being helped out by a friend. But who was this friend? Someone
That's a good question.
Clinically insane. But the last three cards are very interesting because, look, here we got the 10 of Cups, which we know is what? The GOP. Yeah. Not just that, the fake family, the fake values in this political context and stuff like that. But I think this is also the base. Yeah. Who are just like, it doesn't matter what Dr.Lena does, we'll buy anything. Yeah. I think they enjoy the grift anyway. But look, kind of like we're saying, the Death card has shown up and is sandwiched in the middle because the next card here, the last card, is the Knight of Wands, which is about passion, energy moving forward. This, for me, is very telling. Irrespective of how legit those sales are, and I think he did sell out because they were saying in The Guardian, we don't know who they are. I think some of the base bought them, yeah? I think some of them were foreign entities, yeah? Passion trying to get involved in politics. However, something has died.
Yes, with this episode.
Something has died. And I think not that Dr.Lena was particularly credible, but this has pushed even the most credulous people. We will never see the likes again, folks. When Dr.Lena leaves the earth, we will never see the like again. Anyway, anything else to add to that?
I would like to hear the Bard's take on these NFTs.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I think this is a Bard moment.
This is
a Bard moment on the NFT.
We have to see. Let's see what the Bard has to say. So, Lena, it's going to be you this time.
Oh, okay.
I'll close my eyes and you tell me when. Oh God, I'm trying to get the flick right. You tell me when to stop.
Okay. Stop.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, here we are. This is what the bard has to say on these NFTs. This is a bit cryptic, folks. Get in here. Get in here. Thy mother took into her blameful bed some stern, untutored churl, whose fruit thou art. And that's from Henry VI. I'll read it again.
Right.
Yes,
Thy
yes.
mother.
A foreign bastard child.
Isn't this interesting? I'll read it again. Thy mother took into her blameful bed some stern, untutored churl, whose fruit thou art. Oh, devastating.
Well, I've got a take on that.
How do you see
Because
it?
if you remember his mother, the original
Bless
Mary,
her, you know, she's passed, you know.
Scottish, you know,
She knew.
and she came from the Isle of Lewis, which is really obscure. Very, very, very poor, struggling to eat poor.
Really?
Came as a chambermaid and a domestic and met the churl, who was already in the Ku Klux Klan and whose own father had run brothels on the Yukon.
Oh, my goodness. The bard strikes again. The bard
for the bard.
strikes again. So I just want to say, for entertainment purposes only, everyone, and of course we're not mocking the dead and whatever. That's what the bard had to say.
No, and it's also just biographical information. Yes. I'm not judging her for that. Wow. Oh my God.
That's a bit deep, isn't it? Well
isn't
done.
It? One of his deeper efforts, but the moral is never cross the bard.
Indeed. I mean, we've got just over 1,300 with us as well. So thank you guys for joining us.
Everyone.
Go on this almost NFT deep dive of ludicrousness. If anyone has got any questions for us, let's close with some one card pulls. How about that?
Love it.
That was just astonishing.
But this whole story has actually been therapeutic, I think, in many ways.
Yeah. Oh, what's this? What's this? Happy holidays, Dr.Lena. Here we are. While we find out some more questions, this is coming from Suzanne, and let's do the earlier part here. It's Trumpy again, but slightly different. So happy holidays, Hogarth, Lady G, and Dr.Lena. She's put here. So thank you. Don't know where I heard this, but it was just the other day, something about 45 going to Saudi Arabia to open a golf course, or on the premise that he's doing that and does not come back. So let's do a one card.
Let's have a look. Oh, I'll move back to the Russian.
Now, as you guys know, this is something many of us have actually floated as a theory for quite a while. But I was talking about this back in 2020, I think. He could flee. It is part of his chart.
Sorry, I had to jump off.
Okay. Will Trump go to Saudi Arabia? Are we ready? After 3, yeah?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
This one leapt out for me. What did you get, Lady G? Oh, yes.
Wow. So, Lady G, how are you interpreting that? I mean, what's your spin on your...
Well, you know, he's definitely not happy with the things that are coming up. And so, leave it to the next.
And what's your card, Lena?
This is 10 of Swords, but I think this represents how he feels now. He's alone on a rock, you know. Well, I guess my feel is because he whoever's last in his ear owns the brain, as Michael Cohen said. So I think he's thinking about, I can always go and live in Saudi Arabia. You know, I can do that. But the other part of him doesn't want to or doesn't know. I think he's in a dilemma. See, this guy's just thinking, what now? And I think he's in the what now space. Do I run? Do I fight? What happens now? I think for the first time in his life, he doesn't know what to do next. Whereas normally it's just a reflex. You know, I'll just do that. I think he's really having to think.
I think he's in a quandary.
Yeah.
I've got the Knight of Cups, and what this suggests to me is maybe he has been made an offer.
Yeah.
And when we look at both your cards, ladies, it looks like this is a man who is wrangling over an offer that he's been made. And maybe the NFT grift, the Superman ripping open the chest thing, is like, let me get together a quick war chest, because if I need to whoosh, at least I've got the money now. So that, because this can mean an offer, can't it? The Knight of Cups,
absolutely,
romantic offer. Wow.
And I think the cards fit together.
Yeah, they do.
Really well.
Tells a story, doesn't it? Tells a story. All right, let's see any questions that we've had. Oh, thank you, Trisha. Let me scroll down and see if we can do. We've got about 5 minutes left, so let's have a little look here to see if there's a question, and we'll do a one card pull on that. Oh, thank you, Harry, as well. Thank you for the donations, guys. Let's see here. Let's see if there's a question here. Anything that springs to you? Oh, Trump Vancouver's rebranded. Here we are. Bit more update. Trump Vancouver has been rebranded, including removal of all Trump branding. The hotel reopened in April of 2022.
Thank you. I thought so. Something.
Let's see.
So it begins.
Indeed. Can you ladies, can you see any questions here? Or we can just pull
okay. I did see one just then.
Scrolling down.
But they were saying that Cash Peters did the reading today and said he's dead no matter which way he goes. He's, you know, if he leaves, tries to leave, he's dead in the water as well.
Oh, he's done. He's done. That's what do you remember my dream that I had on the summer solstice was just the whole Trump thing collapsing. This is just even more. He's got literally no credibility left whatsoever. Monty Python's have a pickup on this comment. Yeah, indeed. Yeah. Let's just see here. Will there be a show next Saturday? Oh, it's Christmas Eve.
Yes. Oh, it's a bit and it's Christmas Day for me.
Yeah, I think, folks, that's going to be a no. Yeah, let's just be realistic. So look, we want to have a Christmas as well. Good question. We'll skip that and we'll see everyone post.
Christmas show.
Yes.
Yeah, I suppose.
This is it.
We can still have a Christmas vibe afterwards, but no, very good question. But yeah, we're all going to be enjoying Christmas. So yeah, the week after next. Let's see if we've got a last question.
I don't know. Speak for yourself. I'm here by myself, so.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Hope. Yes, don't assume.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot what I said. Well, I might be on my own this Christmas because there's been a bit of...
I can't imagine the bliss, the freedom, the joy. My happiest Christmases are those where I was somewhere else.
Ah, indeed.
On my own. And great.
Oh, will 45 taxes be released? They've already been released to Congress. That was the question that came in.
Will they matter, maybe, is the question.
I think it's like, will they be leaked?
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Yeah, will they be leaked?
Shall we ask if it will matter? Because, you know, let's see what's happening with Teflon Don. That can be our last question.
Yeah.
Will his taxes being released matter?
Matter. Good. Because hopefully they will be leaked. Will it matter after all that we've been through?
Oh, it's just extraordinary, isn't it? Will it matter? All right. Does everyone have a card?
One card, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Are we ready? We'll go after three. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Ooh. How interesting.
Isn't it? And again, they all sort of connect.
They all sort of connect. So, Lady G, you've obviously, how do you interpret that card? But we can see.
We're going to see what he's got and what he actually doesn't have, you know, how much he's BS'd everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And Lena, what's your card? It's the
This is the Chariot. And I think even if we don't get to see the juicy bits, there'll be enough in there. This could, everything now is sort of pushing him, given our last question, into running away, not running for, he will be around for a while, but this makes him want to flee too.
Yeah.
Because there will be repercussions from.
Yeah. And here, my card is obvious. 7 of Wands, having to defend a position, battling. I really do think, you know, like I've said before, even though he's Teflon Don, there is only so much pressure a person can take. Even someone with a mind like a rock, you know, Duck L'Orange, there's only so much. He will either have to go down or flee. I can't see what his other options are going to be. I don't see him living in jail. I mean, can you imagine? Trump would rather die than be.
And I don't think the country's got the stomach for actually imprisoning an ex-president. I really don't think. So I go, but I don't think he is going to get away with it all. You know.
Yeah, I think it'll be a bit of both. It will be a bit of both.
And the worst thing for a narcissist is obscurity.
Yeah.
To just be ignored, to just be not important, to be not the one who doesn't get invited.
Exactly. Yeah, I can well believe. Well, the time has flown by. I mean, what a giggle. What a giggle.
Oh, it's given us the best week. Look.
It's just astonishing. We will not see this again, folks. We really won't. This is just, for me, this is like Alice in Wonderland meets David Lynch, meets The Twilight Zone, and American Werewolf in London all combined.
American Horror Story.
Horror Story. I know, it's just astonishing. So let's see how long this wagon goes on. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening. Thank you so much for the donations and everything like that. Thank you for your questions.
And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
We'll see you in a couple of weeks. So it's Christmas, so we've got a little bit of time off, and we'll be back the week after. I'll see if I can dig out a kind of hat. And thank you, everyone, again for joining us. I hope you found that interesting. We certainly had a laugh tonight. So fabulous. Any last words before I click off, ladies?
No, just everyone enjoy your Yuletide, precious time, no matter how you do it. Best of luck.
Indeed.
I may try. I can't guarantee, but maybe I'll try to do something for Christmas Eve. So, just kind of run by the channel and check and see, if I wind up.
Good on you. And I'm working right through too. It's just not that Christmas morning.
Well, thank you everyone so much for joining us. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing with my Christmas, actually. I'll have to keep stum, but certain things, the eclipses, shall we say, brought a few things out that I wasn't expecting in regards to family. Let's just put it that way. But however anyone is celebrating their Christmas, whether they're together with others or alone or whatever they're doing, have a wonderful Christmas. Have a fantastic time. We'll be back in 2 weeks to start really ushering in the new year. We'll take obviously a forward look at 2023. Everyone, we've all done it, but we'll look at 2023 in detail, and we'll see everyone soon. So Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays, and much love from us, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
And Hogarth, may I ask you, can you please send me a photo of you in the hat?
Oh, I will. All right.
I've got to have it.
All right. Bye-bye, everyone. See you soon.